Did you know that there are more autistic females in the world than autistic men? Yet there are more autistic men diagnosed than autistic females. In this video, I'm going to talk about why autism looks different and presents different in females versus males. All that right now is coming up. Don't go anywhere. Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Dan. I have autism, ADHD, OCD, and dyslexia, and I make weekly videos all about this stuff. So if you're new around here and you want to learn more about these things, make sure to hit that subscribe button by clicking the notification bell down below. And also, if you're watching on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, make sure to follow this page to see more videos like this. My hair is crazy, man. So, what is it about autistic females? There is an answer, there is information about it, and I'm going to present that to you right now. So, autistic females, why are they underrepresented? What is going on here? So I wanted to discuss this with you and why it seems different, females to males on the autism spectrum. The first one is hidden signs of autism in females. And some of the hidden signs can look like this. When an autistic male is distressed with something, that there's something in their life, their routine has changed and they're very distressed, an autistic male may lash out and have a big meltdown and a burnout, and it can be visibly difficult to look, and it can be distressing to not just watch, but for the person it's going to be distressing, right? And they're going to feel that quite intensely. Whereas if a routine or a deviation from the expected norm happens for a autistic female, what she will do is inherently, internally melt down. So rather than a big outburst, a big emotional outburst, the autistic female will actually kind of start breathing heavily, getting really sweaty, anxious, nervous, shaking inside, and feeling that kind of like, that kind of detriment happening within them. They're like, oh no, this is difficult. Because the male autistics will feel more outbursts of anger due to testosterone and other kind of factors, and the females are more conservative in the way that they do it. Now, I'm not saying that all autistic females will do this, but I am saying that most autistic females will experience this type of thing because of the difference between the males and the females on the autism spectrum when they do this. Now, autistic girls actually mask a lot. Now, masking is, I've covered this in another video and I'll try and link it down below, but masking is where you pretend, you put on a front, a personality, a persona, a mask, somebody else, an act. I'm going to act normal, whatever normal is, so that people don't think I'm weird, or people won't get weirded out by my ability to be around other people. I'm going to pretend that I can understand social situations and social cues. This happens from a very early age, and autistic females do this straight off the bat. One of the things that autistic females want to do is they want to fit in. They feel like they are wanting to fit into the world because that's how they're going to be accepted. Rather than try and accept themselves, they want to be accepted in the social norms created by other people who are neurotypical. But autistic females are actually misdiagnosed so many times. Misdiagnosed with things like bipolar disorder, manic depressive disorder, some kind of extreme depression episode. And this isn't always the case. This is something that is because they go to the doctor and the doctor doesn't know what is going on because they're not trained in this. They're not trained properly or professionally or proficiently. And this happens so many times. And I'll give you an example in a minute how a late diagnosis is going to really help you and how you can attain a more credible late diagnosis. And here is a word from today's sponsor. I just want to interject in this video here to let you know that confidence is one of the main issues that hold autistic individuals back from their full potential. This is why I made a course which is the Chaos to Confidence in 90 Days Blueprint, which means I can take an autistic person from complete chaos to being very confident and acing their life. So if you're an autistic adult and you want access to this program, you can check it out. The link is in the description down below, or you can go to theaspieworld.com/C2C right now, the number 2, and get access to this program. Okay, so what are the implications of having a misdiagnosis? Because thinking about it, like women on the autism spectrum, if they're undiagnosed, what normally happens is that they get diagnosed with something else, and it's normally bipolar disorder or kind of like some manic depressive episode or some other kind of personality disorder or trait. That isn't really what's going on. So how do we manage this? How do we get over this? I think one of the best ways, one of the main ways, is to get an accurate description diagnosis so that when you are applying for support or even medication, think about it. If you are wanting to get the right medication, the right support, the right therapy for your condition, and you're being diagnosed with something completely wrong, then it's not going to turn out well, is it? I highly advise you to go to my website, theaspieworld.com/autism test. Now, you can do this test. It's an AQ test or an autism quotient test. And it'll ask you a series of questions, and these questions will indicate kind of more symptomatic traits of autism that may align with you and your personality and you as being a being, right? But what does that mean? Well, you can take the printout from the website, you can print out your score, and it'll give you an indication based on your answers if you're more likely autistic or not. And then you can take those answers to the doctor or your physician or whatever it is and ask for a referral based on the findings of this type of report. Now, this is typically what they do anyway when they do an autism report, but the misdiagnosis of having bipolar or ADHD or something else leaves women in a bit of a limbo where they don't really feel accepted or heard in that environment. So why? Because this also then leads you underneath the radar. When you're under the radar, when you're flying low under the radar, you're outside of the support mechanisms. Now, we all have different support mechanisms. We have, like, maybe it's therapy, or maybe it's groups, maybe it's our family, maybe it's our friends. And all those things count. However, when you're flying under the radar for the correct and right support, life's going to be way harder. But the good news is, once you as a person get the right diagnosis, if you are diagnosed with autism and it is autism, then the good thing about it is that you can start unmasking and learning to live life as you want to live it under your conditions, under your rules. And by doing that, it's so liberating, so freeing, and you will just feel a little bit more elated in life and feel a bit more comfortable in your situation, in your surroundings. This is super awesome. Now, if you want to learn any more from me, I do one-to-one coaching for people on the autism spectrum, and I will leave a link for it down below, or you can just go to the link in my bio. All right, guys. Peace.